Hello, designation listener. The time has arrived. The finale of our inaugural season. All of our team is incredibly grateful for your love and support of this story. Whilst reviewing the files, Zeke noticed some anomalies in the data. It appears we have a secretive sponsor for this episode. Designation Inigo Cognito Keto, aka Mr. Avocado. It's thanks to designations like you that we keep striving for greater heights. Now tighten your bolts, designation listener, for the finale thrill ride begins now.
In darkness, the goddess flips a coin. 8 threads she weaves to conjoin. Bound by passions they need to sate, these shall form a twist of fate.
When I was a child, I believed in a great many things. Magic, people, love. Then for a long time I stopped believing in anything at all. And then I saw her. And I found my belief again.
It is good to have a purpose in which to believe in again. It's been a few years. Something to believe in brings some hope for the future.
My parents didn't really raise me to believe in much of anything. But I personally believe that people who are strong enough and good enough and prosperous enough should just give to others who need it.
Belief to me feels like a great wisdom in every cell of my body that's so much bigger than me and braver than me and wiser than me, telling me that I can do more than even I knew I could do. It feels really nice.
Thunder booms overhead. The gargantuan figure of Odiel cum Zades is still roaring at the walls of the crucible on the outskirts of Wolfguard, directing a horde of malignant entities created from wave, surf, and red lightning. They are swarming over the walls, taking on the looms and the other militia of Wolfguard, trying to break the anvil with every single strike of their weapons. Red lightning has taken over this Tempus, this storm that resides above Wolfguard, and is now crashing down in and amongst the city. Fires are beginning despite the icy wind and rain, and everything is turning into chaos as the once blue glow of the city is taken over by this passion of wrath that is being unleashed by Zades himself. We find ourselves atop the Anvil as yet again, in and amongst the chaos of battle, similar to how it was in the Onyxium Spire. Our heroes, our adventurers face off against the vile Baron and Callista as they attempt to enact their plan regarding the primal passions. As lightning strikes down, silhouetting her, Skyfire, the mighty sapphire dragon, lands astride one of the massive turrets on the outskirts of the Anvil. She unleashes a roar down towards Baron in her ultimate draconic form, the red lightning crackling around. Astride her, racing off, you see the diminutive, wandering whimsy Iko Rogsworth clocks that Sazey, lying crippled upon the stones of the Anvil. He slides down the wing of Skyfire and tries to make himself as small as possible as he goes racing towards Sazey despite the dangers that are ahead.
Ignoring the searing pain of her dislocated shoulder, Andromeda leaps from the back of Skyfire, unleashing her great axe Valkyrin like a furious pink disco ball of death. She skids on the ground in front of Tiny, blades flashing and eyes fixed on that fucker, Baron.
Okay, the key to this is Callista and Baron. Separate him from his sword if you can. Rusco is then surrounded by black and blue smoke which expands either side of him as two duplicates materialize, one on either side mimicking his movements. All three versions of Rusco leap off the dragon onto the rooftop, with one copy going round to the left, one going round to the right, and Rusco dropping straight down into the corner. Each figure crackling with energy and ready to fight.
Gret Vex, Hobgoblin Captain, and Battle Accountant despondently slides off the back of Skyfire, strikes a half-hearted pose with his hand crossbow, and then sighs looking over the battlefield for the first time in a long time, not seeing any honor in this fight, even though he knows how important it is. Zeke, his mechanical buddy, pops out of his backpack and starts trying to cheer him up in this life-or-death situation.
Oh boy, time to be back on the battlefield, designation Gret. Analytics, combat tactics and analytics.
Yeah, I know, Zeke. Thank you for that. I guess we can just get this done.
Oh.
It's okay, we'll figure out something. As Gret's eyes look towards one of the batteries holding the lightning rod, and he makes his way over to the control panel, his mind finding the slightest spark of inspiration.
Baron stands there, sort of midnight in hand. Out before him, black ebony armor is glistening upon his body, and purple flame is coming off from his eyes. You can see that this armor that he wears is just sucking in all of the light, and it's like you're almost getting lost in the depths when you stand there, and dark purple flame rides up the blade of midnight as he holds it up into a ready guard, seeing you all racing forward. As all this is happening inside one of the turrets,
rage seeps through Fennec, angry at Callista, at Baron, at Dark Vigil, angry for everything that happened in the days of Broken Sanctuary, angry at his family for everything in his life that brought him to where he is right now, but most of all, angry at himself for what he's done to Kynden. Fennec chooses to channel that anger towards Baron, and as he's about to burst through that door and end Baron any way he can, even at the cost of his own life, he hears steps above him. He knows that it's not just his life at stake, but as he feels the tug of that necklace, he knows that Sazey is also on the other side. The black and white Rorschach pattern swirling in his eyes as he turns to face the new threat.
with that, we enter into initiative. The red lightning is slamming down and thunder is cracking around you. Sazey, you watch as Aiko is racing towards you. You can see the tension, worry, and fear in his gaze, but he is hurtling himself across this red-stained roof towards you, but you are first to act. Baron is nearby, and you cannot see Callista, but you can see the machine that she had placed herself in is just smoking, and there is just fog that is swirling out from it.
Okay, so I'm going to try to cast Moonbeam over Callista.
Okay, sure thing. This beam of energy comes hurtling down, brilliant, luminescent pearl white, shoots through and cracks open some of the storm that is there. You can see the clouds are swirling in and they're trying to come in and around and strangle that shaft of moonlight, but it is burning out and keeping them at bay. So she is going to make a Constitution saving throw. Roll your damage for me, please.
9.
You reach out and bring this shaft of moonlight down, and it sizzles along the lightning rod of this machine that Callista is in, and the fog gets blown away, and there's just bright light that is there. You don't hear anything from within, but you have struck your first blow towards Callista. Anything else for you?
No. I'm gonna get my dagger spite at ready.
Great. You are just there gritting your teeth against the pain that is still lancing through you and this memory of it that is inside your brain. Aiko comes racing up, slides on the slick ground that is near you and takes cover behind your prone form, and you hear the strumming of a soft song. Don't worry, Sazey, I'll do what I can. I used up a lot before on Andromeda, but we're here. We got your back. And he is going to use his last second level spell slot to cast Cure Wounds. You are going to get 13 hit points back, and he centers it in on that wound at the base of your spine, and you can feel sensations coming back into your legs, but you still feels like there's pins and needles all up and down there. They're not completely back, but you can feel them again. He is also going to give you a Bardic Inspiration as well. So you can have a D8 that you can add to a attack throw, ability check, or saving throw. He's huddled down behind you and just peeks around and sees the intimidating figure of Baron. It's like, oh God, I'm so glad we have a dragon. Oh, man. After Aiko's turn, Baron is going to use some legendary actions, and, well, we're all here again. Fuck it, I'm done with speeches. And he holds his sword forward, and you just see a bead of energy go shooting out, and he is going to cast Fireball at Skyfire. I need Skyfire and Gret to make dexterity saving throws. Skyfire fails, but she is going to use a legendary resistance. You watch as the glass armor sparkles and a psionic shield comes up and dissipates some of the energy that is there. Gret, 21. Gret is going to succeed as well, so you're only going to take half damage. 44 points of damage reduced by half because you both saved, so 22 points of damage to you, Gret, and 22 points of damage to Skyfire.
Rusco ducks as this explosion goes off behind his head, just going, oh, I'm glad I missed that.
You just feel this heat wave dissipate a whole section of rain, and for a moment you just get this warmth come down, and then the rain starts slamming down into you once more as Skyfire roars down in defiance towards Baron. Skyfire beats her wings, launches herself up into the air, and as she does so, there is a bright coruscation of like thunder and lightning as she transforms into her dragonborn form, summoning her halberd into her hand, and she comes slamming down as she makes several strikes towards Baron as she just leaps across and gets right up in his face. She sails through the air and her halberd comes spinning down, slams down. Baron catches the first one on the Sword of Midnight, turns it to the side as her halberd slams into the ground. She spins it and goes to attack into his side. As she does so, you see one of Baron's hands come out and a blue shield appears, and the third strike, she spins, goes to strike him with the face of it, and then turns around with the butt end, and Baron again whips the Sword of Midnight out and deflects it away, and then he's going to use another legendary action to riposte in and stab at Skyfire. The strike goes through the glass armor, past the collarbone, and strikes in, and as it does so, there is a flare of black necrotic energy that strikes all along the side of Skyfire's face. Yeah! You hear her cry out in pain and pull back as she is just holding the side of her face that is now smoking, as she's going to take 25 points of damage.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, it was a big hit from him. That is the end of Skyfire's turn. Andromeda, you are up.
Seeing Skyfire charge into battle, Andromeda pushes her insecurities of her ill-placed fight with Odiel to the back of her mind, and she releases one of her final blood songs.
As you release your blood song, you feel inside of you there is a boiling, and you feel that oh. And unfortunately, you do not have access to any blood song other than the Song of Fury in this moment.
It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Andromeda lets the power of fury overtake her, and in a blind rage charges towards Baron, and she is going to go to grapple him. 24 total.
You come racing through, but that blind fury that is propelling you, you just unleash a roar, and as you go charging past and push Skyfire out of the way, you get this flare of pain from your shoulder. You stumble ever so slightly on the wet ground, and you leap forward, and as you do so, Baron sees you coming, whips the blade of midnight around, slaps the flat of it against that dislocated shoulder, and just spins around, keeping the blade pointed towards you, but still has his gaze locked on the rest of the party in front of him. That is your first attack. You have a second one. You can try again if you would like.
Yes, I'd like to try and use Valkyrin. Andromeda skids to a halt and reaches out with Valkyrin, and she's going to try and unlock and twist and use the chain to grab around Baron's outstretched hand that's holding the sword.
Great. We'll say this is the same situation. You're being very creative with how you're using Valkyrin, so props. Advantage athletics check for you again against his acrobatics.
26.
Valkyrin swoops out, wraps around. Damn it. Gods, you're all annoying. And you have now grappled onto Baron's arm that is holding the Sword of Midnight, and just brace yourself and hold him in place. Anything else for you, Andromeda?
Andromeda simply braces herself and digs in, gritting her teeth.
Rusco, you are up.
Okay. Rusco, seeing the grappling that's going on and seeing the shield that will still be in effect, his mimics a little bit further towards you. Because he can cast through those mimics, he's going to spend 2 sorcery points to double the spell. Black smoke is going to come from both of those mimics out towards Skyfire and Andromeda, and it's going to surround both of them and expand them both as he casts Enlargement on both of them. I don't think it's going to do anything for Andromeda because she's already got advantage on her grapple checks, on her strength checks.
It makes me feel so good.
It will give her advantage on the strength saves as well, and if either of them hit, they get an extra d4. Get the sword out of his hand. We need it separate from him. And then Rusco himself is just going to try and find a little patch of shadow near where he is and hunker down and try and be as invisible as he can be.
The sides of the anvil where you have landed are angled out towards the winds away from the fortification to provide a windbreak, and so you're able to sort of duck down near one of the stone archways that is there, providing a little bit of shadow, but with all of the lightning that is coming down, it is providing these harsh lights. Has almost like a nightclub feel of like a strobe light is hitting every now and then, and so it's messing around with vision and everything, and there's the thunder is raining up above.
He's hoping the magic from his mimics is creating enough of the distraction that if someone tries to attack him, they're going to be looking at those and not where he actually is.
Okay. End of Rusco's turn. It is now Baron's turn. Yep. Baron, feeling the pull from Andromeda, behind him and seeing that Skyfire and Andromeda have both enlarged and become bigger and more menacing versions of themselves. Lilith, looking over at Baron, you see him give a look over to the side towards the smoke and the moonbeam where Callista is, and there's a weighty stare that he sends over there. Make an insight check for me.
Okay. Oh, fuck me. 6.
6?
I got a nat 1.
Looking over at Baron, as he looks over, you swear you can see this wicked smirk that comes up on the side of his face as he clocks that and then just looks around at all of you. He then turns and moves his arms, and you can feel and you can hear the clinking of chains as he pulls himself towards Skyfire, straining against the grapple that Andromeda has on him, and then he just launches himself, allowing himself to go with the momentum of Andromeda holding him at bay, and he just drives himself forward towards her in a full-on lunge. He's just gonna unload on Andromeda. That is a 22 to hit and a 20 to hit. Yeah. Andromeda, you are going to take 20 points of slashing damage reduced to 10, and you're also going to take 4 points of necrotic damage for the first strike. For the second for the second strike, you are going to take 16 points of slashing damage reduced to 8, and 6 points of necrotic damage.
Still standing?
I'm still standing.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe kneeling, but alive.
As Baron lunges towards Andromeda, Skyfire pulls down her hand. You can see that dark scarring on her face that she took from the days of Broken Sanctuary. Those black veins underneath her scales are starting to writhe once more as the necrotic magic is responding to its master, but she just roars that aside and takes a big old swing at Baron as he leaves her attack range. But unfortunately, the blue shield is still in effect, and Skyfire's halberd just skitters off it. You can all hear in your minds this growl of absolute frustration. It is not often that Skyfire is rendered so ineffective in combat. Baron is up close and personal with Andromeda, sees all of the wounds that are on you, and just gonna shake his head and just keep pressing his sword, like digging it into where he struck, which is right sort of underneath the collarbone, in and around where that shoulder is dislocated. It is now Fennec.
Is this a spiral staircase situation?
It is a spiral staircase situation, yeah.
Fennec, feeling the threads of chaos to the best of his abilities, tries to feel where these enemies are coming from above him, and he starts to cast a spell. He gathers the threads of chaos above his head, and he draws upon his deity, asking for a specific outcome with this spell as he casts Chaos Bolt into the stairs above him, hoping that his deity manifests the destiny of thunder damage with this Chaos Bolt.
In this moment, as Fennec calls upon his deity, there is a surreal moment where we experience the gaze of Tempus looking down at Fennec. And Tempus has a wry smile on this alabaster skin of hers. We don't see her full face, just like a hint of a chin and a mouth. She holds out a hand and just oh so casually strokes the strand that weaves itself and connects it to Fennec. Through the weave, Tempus is closer to Fennec than anybody else amongst this group. And so she gives a little nudge, pushing his plea closer to the divinity that has chosen Fennec as their champion. And they respond as a coin flips in the air and resonates. And so, Fennec, yes, your divinity, your deity, does grant you in this moment your request. Thunder resonates, that building of that storm that is inside of you. Whilst you call to your divinity, they take that which is inside of you and they enact it upon the world around.
So Fennec gathers these threads of chaos around his head, swirling them, collecting the energy in the palm of his hands, and shoots it to where he believes these footsteps are happening. And thunder damage erupts, cracking open this tower. Not just the stairs, but the wall around it. And I don't know how many people it is, but they fly in every direction.
Beautiful. I'm going to say in this moment, you don't need to roll damage. I would like you to roll your chaos die for me.
As the bolt shoots from his hand, again, he feels those threads connecting him to the people around him. And he can feel Baron. And he can feel Baron's mind. And in his mind, he says, I'm fucking coming for you.
For a brief moment, Andromeda, you can see the confidence on Baron's face fade as he looks around, and even though there is just purple flame in his eyes, the face contorts unwillingly into a look of fear. You don't know why, but it is there. Gret, from your standpoint where you are atop this turret, you look to the south, and as you glance over there is just a part of the wall of the turret that Fennec is in explodes outward. Masonry and chips go flying, and you just hear two figures, a Goliath and a halfling, both just go flying out of the hole in the wall. It looks like the halfling was crouched down behind and the Goliath has just swept them up, and the two of them are just now going tumbling through the air and falling to their death. You can also see there are two other figures that are lying in the crumbles of the masonry that is there, but they have had their world rocked. They are dazed and just trying to get their wits about them, but whatever the fuck just happened in this tower, probably for your betterment.
And Fennec opens the door, steps outside, and pulls out his scimitar and tries somehow to jam the door shut.
You kick open the door, race out, slam it back shut, and then slam your scimitar in where the handles are. And now whoever's trying to come through is going to have to break your weapon in order to get on through. It is now Callista's turn. Sazey, could you roll damage for your moonbeam again?
Yeah.
For me, please?
24, bitches.
Shit.
Mist swirls around as emerging forth from the white light of the moonbeam strides Callista in a fashion that none of you have seen previously. Always, Callista has been sickly, hunched over, her skin dusty grey, but now she strides forth. Some of the mechanical armor that she was wearing, Sazey, has been left within the machine. Her limbs are bare, but there is still that breastplate upon her form, and she's wearing leather trousers, but her feet are just squelching in the bloody rain that is all around. Her hair is luxurious and luscious and flowing with a mind of its own. She had a broken horn previously, but now they are fixed and curling in and amongst. It's as though she has grown several feet, and her skin is this glorious purple, deep and vibrant, and almost looks like there is an energy that is floating in and underneath, and you can see that there is a wisp of luscious purple glow that is coming from a slit in the breastplate, and there is a gemstone that is in there as well. She strides forth, the moonbeam burning her skin, but she doesn't even register that as she steps out, swaying her hair as the liquid is getting into it and starting to weigh it down. She just looks over towards Baron with a loving smile on her face, and then turns towards all of you with a gaze that is filled with pure bliss. So wonderful for you all to be here at this, the dawning of my transformation. Marvelous. Feel it, won't you? Feel within yourselves this bliss that now infuses me. Feel the ecstasy. I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw for me. That is Lilith, Fennec, Andromeda, Gret, Rusco, Aiko, and Tiny.
Is it just a general area effect, or is she aiming at people?
It's everybody she can see.
Okay, so she did hit all three.
All
is
three.
It a charm effect?
It is a charm effect, yes.
So I have advantage.
I have advantage.
Same.
I also have owls. Wisdom on, so I get
And it's wisdom,
I
right?
feel like this is going to be really hard, guys. I don't know if it's bad. Just all that good. Come on. Oh, shit.
Helped a little.
It's okay. I don't know what to say.
Rusco.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Okay, you just succeed.
19? Does that fail?
Fail.
Then I am going to use my fucking hobgoblin bullshit.
Bullshit.
We want some hobgoblin bullshit.
Fortune from the Many is an ability that gives him a bonus to a saving throw if he has friends around to see him fail it.
Great.
So he's just like, nope. And I'm going to use one of those to get it up to 22.
Okay, fantastic. Andromeda.
15 total.
Okay, Fennec.
Well, I did mention Manifest Destiny, my ability, but I'm assuming the coin overtook that. Like, did I need to use Manifest Destiny?
You did not need to use
Cool.
Manifest Destiny.
In that case, I will use that now, and that will make my 5 a 21.
Okay. Yet again, the threads of fate working around you, manifesting in a way that is aiding you. Lilith?
I got a 26.
26.
Boom!
Girl.
So the person who's the most injured is the only one who didn't make it?
Okay.
Well, I lost an eyeball, okay? Ugh.
You watch as this wave comes out from Callista like purple glittering stardust smoke that just swirls out and around, infecting. Skyfire gets hit and shakes her head, and as she does so, you watch as her eyes are now glowing purple and her shoulders slump as she is under the influence of what is happening. The same thing happens to Tiny, who has just managed to get to her feet, and then she's hit with this dust, and she's just looking up at the sky with this look of complete bliss, and she's just lost in it, and her hand reaches up as she's trying to touch some of the light that is coruscating off of the lightning and the rain as she tries to catch the droplets as she is lost to the bliss that Callista has sent forth. Andromeda, as this hits, even though you are in the midst of your blood song of fury, there is just euphoria that takes over, and it's like you are the happiest you have ever been. All that pain that you were in just fades away, and it's like you are floating. You can't even feel the tips of your fingers anymore. They are just things that are there, and it is intoxicating.
Andromeda, no longer feeling the pain in her dislocated shoulder, reaches up with both arms in imitation of Tiny to grasp at the starlight above her,
which is just shining through like it is beams that you can reach out and physically hold onto. Callista will then, having done that, just walk past Skyfire, who, unlike the other two that have been affected, she is holding herself, and there is a glow of sapphire energy underneath the glass breastplate that is writhing against. You can tell that Skyfire is fighting against this, but it is holding her in place at the moment. Callista just runs a hand along the back of Skyfire. There, dear, it's all right. You'll be working for the appropriate masters soon enough. Dear Sazey, such a pleasure to see you so incapacitated. Oh, it's all right, dear. You might be able to resist my touch for a while. But this kind of passion, it's a thing that eats away at you over time. I can't wait to share it with you, just like I shared it with Delilah. Callista just walks over and is crouching down in front of you, just looking at you with pure ecstasy all over her face. Gret.
I am up by the battery lightning rod.
Yes, you are.
As I take off the control or front panel, can I tell what this machine is used for?
Make a Arcana check for me. Zeke comes up and is beside you. You can hear the as he is trying to analyze and aid you as well.
13.
Okay. Given what little you have seen from the sky above, and now your quick investigation with this, you dare say that this is both a storage device and a conduit. Likely most of the city is powered from these 4 batteries. There's something you can't quite put your finger on as you're looking at this control panel. It looks like there's a newer section that has been added on there that doesn't fit with the rest of the machinery that is there, but you're not 100% sure, like in this instant, what it is, but it's different than the rest.
Okay, I would love to try to jerry-rig the machine into some sort of lightning cannon.
Jerry-rig the machine into a lightning cannon.
I like it.
That is, yes, thank you. I approve of this message.
Great. Zeke will hover down and start aiding you in this circumstance. Give me another Arcana check. Zeke is going to give you advantage in this circumstance as well.
He would do. Oh, that's a nat 20 off the top.
Nat 20. Okay, great. It's going to take you the rest of the round to get it figured, but you are struck by inspiration in this moment, just like the device you are figuring out is struck by lightning, and you have a plan, and now you're doing what you do best.
Eureka!
Great. As the lightning down into the city. Gret, you are there. Is there anything else you wanted to do on your turn?
I will look over, just over my shoulder to check the battlefield and see Fennec suddenly arrive, and a little smirk gets into the side of his face. He came back.
Nice. And as you go back to work on this machine, our gaze is drawn out to the ocean and the city of Wolfgard. The cries of
Unbent! Unbroken! Unbent! Unbroken!
still call, but you can hear that they are beginning to waver. There are certain sections of the crucible where these creatures that have been crafted by Odiel cum Zades have now gained a foothold on the walls, and they're pushing the loom soldiers off. But our gaze is drawn further out to the dark shadow that is on the horizon as more of the shoreline is being unveiled, as more of the water is being drawn back towards this source, whilst other water is swirling in a maelstrom in and around where Zades is, as this avatar of the storms is fighting against whatever other power is manifesting out in the depths. The darkness takes us. And in the darkness, golden light, shining tiny at first and growing brighter and brighter as it walks closer and closer, unveiling the darkness of the woods all around.
Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. Kynden strides forward, marching almost. Pebble clasped in her hand and light radiating out. Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left. The sounds of a distant ocean trickle in. She takes pause. Looks behind, nothing but darkness. She closes her eyes and lets the sound of the ocean wash over her. A warmth, an old, old warmth, seems to enshroud her. She sees a bright, silver face smile down upon her, and her cold, cold feet get fiery warm. Left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, 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 right, left, left, left.
Val. You come to, warmth all around you. That fire is still raging inside of you from the decision that you have made. You can feel the presence of Broken Spear close by, but you no longer feel the weight of the ocean around you. You are reminded of those times when you were traveling with Broken Spear through the very earth and rock. You reach out with your senses. There is this odd duality that is happening in your mind right now, as though part of your brain has taken over and been acting of its own accord while another part has been asleep. But as you begin to regain consciousness right now and begin feeling out once more, where does Val want to be in this moment?
Val's conscious mind returning to the surface is surprised at its lack of panic. There is a solemn steadiness from Broken Spear's presence, or from the heat from what has made its home inside of her. She's not sure, but that steadiness is like a drumbeat, like a heartbeat that is pointing in one direction. The words said by she who dreams: find the Stormlord's ire. Find the Stormlord's ire. And with her senses, she can feel Zades, Odiel's new form, and all of its force and focus towards the Anvil. And so Val turns her focus there as well.
That heartbeat draws Val into the darkness, towards Wolfgard, towards the city where lightning strikes twice. Lightning slams down into various parts of Wolfgard once more as we return to the battlefield laid out before us. Lilith at top of the initiative. It is you. Aiko is crouched down behind you. You can feel that tingling in your legs. The numbness is starting to fade. And Callista, this woman who has tormented you for nigh over a decade, crouches down in front of you.
Can I make a perception check on Callista regarding any sort of weaknesses in her armor? Or you mentioned she has like a pendant?
She has a crack in the breastplate that she's wearing where it appears that there is a gem that is stuck in there at the moment. Yeah, so
Okay.
you can make a perception check for me. Yeah, go for it.
Can I use my bardic inspiration?
Yes, you may.
Hey, that's a little better. Not a lot better, but enough better. 13. Oh, plus 8.
That makes a difference. It makes a little difference.
So 21. Yes.
Fantastic.
Good thing I remember that little bit.
With a 21, looking up at Callista and this breastplate that she's wearing, hard to tell if there's a particular weakness. It does seem like this crack that is in there is part of the design and the crystal that is there. But looking at it, the color that you're seeing, the energy that you're feeling off of Callista, its source is whatever has been embedded in this breastplate and presumably within Callista herself. That is the prime target in this moment.
Sazey turns to Aiko and covertly lets him know it's the crack in her armor. The gemstone she's got there, that's a point of weakness. We have to try and attack it in some way.
All right, I'll do what I can.
Try and let the others know if you can. Sazey is currently holding on to Spite. She attempts to reach up to Callista and grab her and then hoist herself up and try to stab into the crack in the armor.
I'm going to stab into the...
I'm going to try.
Great. As the Lady Tempus watches yet again, Sazey, Lilith, Mother of Tiny, enacts a twist of fate. So I would like you to flip the coin.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
It's a skull.
You grab onto Callista. You hoist yourself up, bring the blade Spite down towards the crystal that you see in the middle of the breastplate. And as you do so, there's a flare of energy from the crystal and from Callista herself, and this beautiful, luxurious smoke that is just sparkling and almost crystalline comes out and grabs onto you. Oh, dear, trying to attack me with my own blade. Oh, dearest Sazey. So much that I can teach you in this moment. Let me. Callista's hand comes up, wraps around yours, the one that is holding the dagger, shifts it to the side. Her other hand reaches up and cups the side of your face. It's all right, Sazey. You don't have to fight me anymore. We can do this together. She leans forward and she gives you a tender kiss. And as she does so, you feel this expulsion of vapor that comes in and swirls around, and you hear the voice of Delilah, that voice that's been trying to reach out to you since Baron stabbed you in the back. You find yourself flung back to that moment where she's lying on the ground, bleeding out, and Delilah just reaches up a hand, holding your face in the same way that Callista is. Forgive me, please. Before I go, I just need your forgiveness. And before you can answer, Delilah's life fades. And then she's back, holding your face. Forgive me, please. Before I go, I need your forgiveness. And it plays again, and again, and again, and you find yourself lost in this loop of losing the person who was most important to you before the day that Tiny came into your life. And the rest of you watch as Callista just stands there, holding Sazey in the palm of her hand, smoke swirling around the two of them as they begin to float up into the air. Callista just looks out. Can be like this for all of you. Just give in. Let the passions take you. You don't need to fight it. You can't win this fight after all. She just lovingly and tenderly strokes Sazey's face. The Wandering Whimsy. The last time when he was in a fight such as this, ran away from these people during the days of Broken Sanctuary. He has attempted to prove himself time and again that he is not that gnome anymore. But in this moment, Iko Rogsworth knows that if he doesn't stand and do something, who else will?
Come on.
Iko
Please.
enacts a twist of fate all of his own.
Hey!
Good job, Michael. Yeah, buddy.
That's appropriate.
Yeah,
It's a harp on
my
the
God.
coin for our bard.
Yeah.
Iko Rogsworth stands as tall as his small, diminutive figure can, looking up at Callista, looking over towards Baron and the lost vision of Andromeda. And he pulls out his lute and he just raises a hand. Not today, lady! Not today!
Yes.
And he begins to strum a song that only the Wandering Whimsy can. Versions of himself, illusory ones, begin to appear around him as the smoke that is swirling up by Callista, Iko, captures it. He captures that bliss and that passion and manifests it all for himself. And in and amongst this jaunty tune that Iko is playing, this epic rock ballad, there is this undertone melody. A melody that Iko has only heard in passing, but one that was shared between mother and daughter. And in this moment, Iko enacts a song that is able to counter the blissful effects that Callista is putting out there, and it goes through as this rock happens, and it banishes this spell that has been cast not only upon Sazey, but also clearing the minds of Andromeda, Skyfire, and Tiny as well. And he is just playing his absolute heart out right now. But whilst this song still plays, those of you that had lost your minds regain them and come back to your senses once more.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Baron is going to see that, and he's going to take a legendary action, and he's going to see that Andromeda's coming back and knows that that's a massive threat, so he's just going to take an attack on Andromeda. 21 to hit. Andromeda, you're going to take 5 points of necrotic damage, and you are going to take 18 points of slashing damage, which is reduced to 9.
Oh.
As you come back, the blade, the sword of midnight, cuts in just underneath your clavicle where the shoulder is, and he rips it out, and as he does so, Andromeda just drops to her knees and then falls to the side as the smoke dissipates from her and she returns to her size once more. That is his legendary action. It is Skyfire's turn. Skyfire is going to turn and see that Sazey is being held by Callista, and she locks eyes with you, Sazey, as the haze fades from you, and you watch as the enlarged version of Skyfire, wings of sparkling sapphire blue come out. She leaps up into the air, and she's going to grab onto Callista from behind. It's a natural 1 for Callista, so... Skyfire comes up, and I'm going to say because she got a nat 1, she grabs onto Callista. What? And then Skyfire is going to grab onto the breastplate and rip the breastplate off. And as it does so, you can see and hear as part of the crystal breaks off with the breastplate, but there is still a jagged piece that has been embedded into the sternum of Callista, and it is glowing and leaking. No, don't take it away from me! And Skyfire is now holding Callista in the air as the smoke is swirling away.
Lilith's head is swimming with the magic that has fogged her mind. As it begins to dissipate, she looks up to see her beloved Tiny staring down at her. You can see me.
Tiny's small figure grabs her mother by the shoulders, shaking her ever so slightly, trying to bring her back to her. Mom, please, come back to me. Come back to me. I don't want to face this without you. Andromeda, I need you to make a death saving throw for me.
10.
1 success. Rusco.
Okay. All right. Seeing all of this happening, Rusco is going to look over to his mimic that is directly in front of Callista, and he's going to say from that one, I don't like it when people try to take over my friends' minds. And he's going to cast Scorching Ray at 3rd level.
Oh!
So which is going to be 4 beams. Is
Please don't hit me.
No, this one doesn't. This one doesn't. Is that an advantage by any chance because she's grappled, or straight?
No advantage.
17.
Hits.
Just in case, the 12.
Miss.
And then I've got 2 11s plus 8, so 2 19s.
Yep. 3 hits.
So that is going to be 66, 25 points of fire damage.
Good job.
The 4th one flies over, but the first 3...
Great. Slam on in. Skyfire is just moving Callista to take those hits as they are slamming into her. The 4th one, Callista just wriggles at a certain point and the beam just goes shooting past. Baron races along. There is just this grim determination that is on his face. Always you insects must put yourselves in the way of progress. It's fine. You can't stop what has been put in motion, no matter what it is that you do. and he's going to race forward. As he does so, he's going to take a couple of slashes at Skyfire as he goes past. He hits with the first one and then is going to have the second one deflected off of Skyfire's armor as she's able to turn one of her greaves towards the descending blow. 17, she's going to take 20 points of damage total. As he slashes there, he is going to then slide underneath as Skyfire is going to take a swing at him as he keeps on going out of her range. This one does break through all of the shields and everything that Baron has. You can see this cracking of blue energy as it's the halberd of Skyfire streaks, and there's as it cracks across the ebony plate that he's wearing on his back. She's going to do 20 points of damage to him in return. Fine. Let's not play fair then, shall we? And he's going to reach out with his telekinesis.
No, not again!
Your hand reaches out as you and Tiny almost maintain grasp, but the fingers get pulled away from each other, and the tears that are falling down each of your faces get washed in with the rain falling from the sky and the red lightning flashing across everything. So Baron is now standing there and pulls the blade of midnight up to Tiny's throat and just looks out at all of you. All right. Let's cease this now. You have mine. I have yours. I'm not afraid to take her life. If need be, I can always bring her back. Fennec.
Fennec is going to march towards Baron. You know what? So can I. And a little glance towards Sazey, just to reassure her. And black energy will cover Fennec's hand as he reaches out to inflict wounds and draw as much magical energy as he can from his deity.
Let's go, Fennec.
24 should hit.
Hits.
30 points of damage. I should have let you die in Fogpine. That rage that he's been feeling this whole time is just unleashed into his movement as he reaches out and grabs the arm that's holding Tiny. As the black energy transfers from Fennec's hand onto Baron's body, wounds open up all over, oozing black.
Dark necrotic wounds open up all over Baron's arms. You see them crawl up his neck into his eyes, blood starting to leak down from the sockets as he grabs his head in pain, and Tiny begins falling down, dropping as the telekinesis fades from Baron and he loses concentration in this moment. Tiny lands with a thud upon the grounds of the anvil, dazed and confused.
Fennec looks at Tiny. Move, get to your mother. And then he stands tall, looking at Baron. You're fucking done.
Tiny scrambles away, looking around, looking desperately for her mother.
Tiny, I'm here. Come, you're safe. I've got you.
The two of them scramble together and manage to hold on to each other as the red lightning is crackling around. One small moment of love and peace in and amongst the storm. The rain falls down, blood oozing from his wounds. Baron stands to face down against Fennec, the sword of midnight hissing as the rain drops down. He just shoots the blade out towards Fennec. 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. You are going to take 13 points of slashing damage and 4 points of necrotic damage, which I believe is reduced to 2 because you've got resistance to necrotic. Callista is wriggling in Skyfire's grasp. Yeah, she's not liking this circumstance at all. She's going to glance at Baron, and purple smoke begins to swirl around. Her tiefling tail is whipping. She is beginning to cast Dimension Door as the smoke is beginning to rip a portal to a different area.
I'm thinking about it. I'm looking at the table. All right, let's do it. Black smoke starts to surround, and it will attempt to be counterspelled.
Okay. I need you to roll a D20, add your spellcasting modifier. Your DC is 14.
That's a 7.
Oh, no.
7. Rusco, in this moment, as you reach out to the magics that are swirling around, you can feel as you go to unleash this counterspell that you don't have enough right now. You've been giving everything that you have. In this moment, there is a feeling of connection that you have as there is a tugging on a thread within you, and you get the sense that there is a deeper well of power that you can potentially call upon in this moment. Do you decide to do so?
What does this energy feel like? Does it feel somehow familiar, like it's energy from the Feywild? Or does it feel like energy that I felt in the Darkhold?
It feels like home. It feels like Den Somnus. And it feels like when you would go to the grove and the altar when your parents weren't around, and you could sense this wellspring of power that was there. This wellspring that you know others are chasing after.
Rusco will think of his family and his mother who protected this wellspring, and how much it meant to her and how much power it granted her, and he'll reach forth and try and grab it for himself.
You reach out and grasp onto it, and there is a coin flipped as Tempus grants additional promise in this moment. You hold onto that and you unleash it with such force that the smoke whips out like a blade and slices through the magic that Callista is attempting to conjure. As it slices through and dissipates the purple smoke around her, she just looks in absolute shock, and you watch as Baron in front of you turns back to look at you. No, this can't be possible. How?
Rusco will just drop to one knee in exhaustion after pulling on that much magic. I don't know.
And there is just a pit of fear in your belly. And somewhere in the distance of your mind,
oh, what have I done?
Gret has completed the jerry-rigging of this insane battery, connecting up a bunch of components that he had on his back to form some sort of cannon with tubes connected straight to the battery. And since Rusco is just underneath him, he pops up over the edge. And it looks like both Baron and Callista are in a straight line.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh, interesting.
Pulls out the cannon, pops it over his shoulder, and says, "Shocking, I know."
Andromeda dies again.
Andromeda loses the death saving throw.
You know what? I'll just put a fail on here.
And we'll see if the fates agree.
yet again, the coin echoes in this moment, reverberating around as Gret stands there saying such a witty one-liner. And there's just this building of energy. A bolt of lightning shoots out, and you watch as Baron looks up from Rusco and goes to bring the Sword of Midnight up, but he is too late as he is not as fast as lightning, and it slams into him and carries him through. Skyfire shifts as Baron is flying towards them and throws Callista into the pathway of Baron, the two of them colliding and slamming back into the windbreak wall as they crack in there, and lightning arcs out, sending the two of them flying off over the edge, cracking the anvil once more as they are both sent off into the darkness and out over the city of Wolfgard. The bright red energy just flaring and then slowly fading away from our sight. The two of them fall in slow motion and are taken by this red and the thunder that is all around. Lightning cracks down close by and there is an explosion nearby. All of you catch your breath, breathing heavily as you look out over the bay where the flotilla of Stormsinger ships and the gargantuan form of Odiel cum Zades are still there. Most of the outer crucible has been lost at this point in time by the horde of creatures that are swarming over it. Breathing heavily, Tiny crawls over and into the arms of her mother and just starts sobbing uncontrollably. Wrapped in her mother's embrace, Tiny looks out over the city of Wolfgard, seeing the chaotic red lightning strikes crashing down, hearing the cries and the screams of the citizens as they face down this unending horde from Odiel cum Zades. She feels the weight of this storm that she has conjured. She feels in this moment what it is that she has done. I did this. They didn't make me do that. I did this. Why would I do this? I don't.
Shh. This is not you. This wasn't because of you. Please do not take on that burden. This is not because of you.
Mom.
It's all right, my love. It's okay. You're okay.
What have I done?
This was not because of you, my love. Do not carry this with you.
The two of them rock back and forth as all of this chaos happens around them. And Sazey, Lilith, begins to hum the lullaby that she's held on to for this last decade, the lullaby that brought her and her daughter back together.
Fireflies have come to greet the evening sky above. Sweet smells of flowers fill the air, remind me of your love. The wind that blows, the flames that glow, that light the darkest night. Don't you feel your mama's here? I'll hold you oh so tight. Nothing can harm you when you're close to me. I will protect you from the evils that you see. My tiny girl with eyes so bright that match the earth and the sky. You're powerful more than you know. You fill my heart with pride. When you're scared and no one's there to hold you through the fear. Remember, darling, you are loved and Mama's always here.
Thunder up above, lightning cracking. Darkness takes us. But in this darkness, there is a light.
Feeling the pull of the tide, Kynden is running now. Running as fast as she can towards her great-great-great-grandmother, Seraphina. It opens up. It's a shadowy, sparse ocean. The tide is way out. It's graphic, like made of bricks or something. It's odd. She steels herself. thinks to herself, one little foot, then the other little foot. And she moves forward, walking towards this graphic ocean, breathing deeply, channeling her energy, staying calm, staying grounded. She edges towards the water and steps upon it. It's solid. She walks towards a tiny figure in the distance. It looks a lot like her, laying upon the solid water. But there is a depth and a wisdom and a bitterness to the face. Such a familiar face, but so foreign. Kynden kneels down beside it and strokes the forehead. Seraphina, you're not alone. She places her hand upon the sternum, looks at the tiny pebble warm in her grasp, and places it upon this figure and presses down hard. I don't know what happened, Seraphina, but I know somewhere inside of you is goodness. I feel it. I love you.
Kynden places a small pebble of light upon this body of Seraphina. Just as dark veins had appeared in and around Kynden in the real, as Seraphina is rising up with this great tide, this tsunami that she has created, golden veins appear on Seraphina's chest and spread out, encapsulating all of her. Seraphina stands astride a massive wave, looking towards Wolfgard. But as this light fills her, she instead turns her gaze to this gargantuan creature of wrath. And as she unleashes the tidal wave, a coin flips in the air. And instead of taking out a town, this gargantuan wave takes out the Storm Singers. Odiel cum Zades is caught unawares and is slammed by this massive tide, as are the rest of the Storm Singer flotilla. They are pushed far out to sea and completely scattered. The Avatar loses its form as we just see in and amongst the tsunami that has threads of black and gold throughout it. A small, shadowy form with red lightning burning around it gets swept up as it is annihilated by what Seraphina has conjured. The town itself watches as all of the creations of Odiel cum Zades fade and are no more. Wolfgard is saved by a little pebble. As our cast, as our players recover and watch this spectacle that unfolds before them, behind them all, emerging from the stone, is Val. Val, you can feel the presence of Broken Spear, and as you are looking through the rock, there is this moment where you can still see that the rock is there in front of you. You can feel the presence of Broken Spear, but you are the one that is in control of this power in the moment, and you can see that Sazey is hugging Tiny close. Aiko is over comforting Andromeda, and you can see the rest of your group are coming together with the exception of Kynden. They are all there and they have achieved victory. You feel that burning of your choices within. Do you step forth from the stone and join them? Or do you go your own way?
Val pauses a moment, staring through the stone wall, and her eyes fall on the body of Andromeda, broken and bloody and not moving, while the others seem to breathe and relax for a moment. And Val can feel the churning feelings inside of her. The guilt, the fear, and how desperately she wants to just walk away. But she knows in this moment that she is not a person, that she does not get a choice, that she who dreams was wrong, as Val said so many times. Val does not get a choice. Val is a tool, and her eyes fix on Fennec, his blue skin, the yellow lightning like the storm singers out at sea, and the voice inside of her gives her the warmth she needs to know that this is the next step. And as a tool, all she needs to do is take that step. And so she does. And she steps through the wall, out onto the top of the anvil.
Andromeda's body is right beside you. You can see Aiko is beginning to walk over towards it, and he just stops in shock as he sees you. You look down at Andromeda and you can feel the pain that is radiating off of her.
As Val steps through the wall, the last vestiges of seawater kind of seep off of her. She's steaming, even amongst the rain. She looks down at Aiko and Andromeda, and then her eyes flick up at the rest of you, and then focus on Fennec. This is far from over, isn't it, Fennec?
Fennec catches her eye, but it doesn't really register because this whole time he's been looking around at his party, searching for that familiar face. Where the fuck is Kynden?
Tempus, in a seat amongst the cosmos, feels the strands, feels one that is unanswered in this moment, but knows that that fate will be decided before too long. For more threads are conjoining, more threads are converging. As what these individuals did today alters the course of this realm and each of their lives moving forward. And Tempus, in her infinite wisdom, looks forward to seeing how this story unfolds. And so we end episode 12 and season 1 of Twist of Fate. Twist of Fate is Lydia Campbell as Sazey Willowvale, Chelsey Styut as Val, Adam Klassen as Fennec Nazran, Melanie Ellyce as Kynden Treacle, Nikolai Witschl as Gret Vex, Ian Greenwell as Rusco Wanwa, Chelsey McPherson as Andromeda Phouka, and Braye as our narrator. With Adam Klassen as our composer, Braye and Melanie Ellyce as our editors, Callum Rudyk as our sound engineer, with mastering by Jordan Klassen, and Braye and Melanie Ellyce as our sound designers. You can find us on Instagram and YouTube at Twist of Fate Adventures, or follow our website, shows.acast.com/twist-of-fate. Links in the episode description. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us so that you don't miss out when our episodes drop. Your reviews are wonderful too. Those words and ratings help our story reach across the realm to find other adventurers seeking comfort through storytelling. Our next episode flies forth on the backs of dragons. Until then, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. May you challenge destiny and shape your own twist of fate.